The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the hosts are for entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect those of RJV Media Lab, Inc., its affiliates, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Them boys, they cutting up. Are you not entertained? Let me put you up on game. Cutting up with the gang. Cutting up, can't restrain. Are you not entertained? Let me put you up on game. Cutting up with the gang. Cutting up, can't restrain. Cutting up. Them boys, they cutting up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and guys.
I say ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls.
How y'all doing?
What it do, fellas?
I say, what's happening?
Man, ain't nothing but the rent up in them, baby. What it do?
Well, it's already paid. Baby.
Yes, sir.
It's already paid.
Well, Happy New Year to y'all, fellas, man. How y'all doing? Happy New Year to y'all out there as well.
This is the first time, I guess, the first episode recorded of the new year, but it's not the first episode.
So to drop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, Happy New Year for the
everybody.
recording.
Yeah.
We appreciate
For those
you
watching.
For everybody watching, and if you are watching, help us find more people to watch. So what we'll need you to do is do what?
Pass it along.
Pass it along.
Just
Click, like, share,
blunt.
man.
Pass it like that blunt, baby.
And if you got any comments, and any,
pass that thing 2 times.
You know what I'm saying?
Pull,
if you got any
comments,
or anything about what we say or any clip or video, man, feel free and let's get that. Because we're going to get in there with you. Because at the start of this year, I'm getting in there with you. So if you got something to say, let's get it.
Yeah, we're going to have to start replying to some of these comments because they getting a little flagrant out there.
Yes.
They calling y'all unk.
Yes. We unk.
Y'all
I'm
unk
telling
now?
you, man.
Y'all unk now?
I ain't got no problem with that.
Man, I take that shit. I be unk.
I'm kind of slow walking the dog.
I'm chilling.
Hey, I be unk. Just don't let auntie come around.
I'll tell you. The auntie gonna get that.
Hey, you understand me?
Yeah. But yes, sir. But yeah, man, we gonna get a little different this year. We're gonna get in them comments. So guess what? If you got something to say, guess what? I'm coming back at you. Let's get it. Yeah, so what we're starting out with today, my boy.
Yeah, what you feel like on?
What you do?
I think we need to jump into the NFL playoff because it ain't gonna take long for this. You understand?
I think it might because I think somebody feeling ain't fucking self.
No. Not
the
the fact of the matter. I'm just saying conversation wise. I think we got meat on the other end.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This part here it ain't gonna take long.
Okay.
Give me the matchup.
Okay, all right.
Pull up AFC side first.
AFC side first, of course.
See, Murder, you'll pull up the NFC side first. Let's get this thing going, y'all.
So we got KC with the first round bye.
Right.
Of course, we know that. Other first round matchups will be the number 2 seed of the Buffalo Bills facing Bo Nix. Excuse me, I'm saying it wrong. Bo Picks and the Denver Broncos.
Stop.
All right, so what you got on that one, man? Of course, I got Buffalo.
You got Buffalo?
I got Buffalo by 14.
I got Buffalo in that one due to experience. You know what I'm saying? I think that Bo is going to play very well, but I think at the end of the day, he's going to make some suspect mistakes due to the fact of him being young, inexperienced, first playoff. I think he got a
real gunslinger mentality, and I think he got a great arm. I talk a lot about Bo Nix, you know what I mean? But Bo Nix, great player, man. He can't hate him because the last time we beat Bama, I so appreciate you, my boy. So I can't take nothing really from him. I think he's really playing great and came on in the, midway through the season and kind of, got himself in contention of that Rookie of the Year. So, like you said, as long as he'll make it by the turnovers and the defense keep him in, hey, you never know. But I got Buffalo on now.
Hey, man.
What, man?
It's a new year.
What, man?
You got to get this shit up out you, man.
Man, I don't care, man. I told you I don't like the fact he left.
No. I'm just saying, man. It's the fact that we talking NFL, you still find a way to throw a jab down Tuscaloosa way. Cut that shit out.
I just said that was the last time we won. That's giving you an up because y'all been drilling us down the street. That's telling you that we ain't.
It still was a jab.
That means this man was in college. It was freshman year.
It still was a jab.
He paid 13 years.
Go ahead. I take that.
You feel me?
I take it.
All right, then. Thank you, sir. My boy. That's what I'm saying. Good New Year out there.
Yeah, good New Year.
Love it.
Yeah.
Next matchup, we got the number 3 seed, old Lamar Jackson against Russell Stilskin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, I'm Baltimore because Russell, you looking like do. Because I'm going to tell you what messed me up with them, bro. 4-play sequence. You got 9 yards on first down. You had 3 times to get 1 yard. You didn't get it. You're not winning that game.
I ain't even got nothing to say on that one.
You're not winning that game, sir. I'm sorry.
I mean,
Okay,
but
3
see,
plays? No.
The only thing you can really hope for in this matchup, real talk, is the fact of the matter that over the years, Pittsburgh has owned Baltimore, and Pittsburgh defense is good enough to slow Lamar down from running and stop Derrick Henry from running. So
But do you stop Derrick Henry or do you just slow him down?
I mean,
because he had 2 yards, I think 5 yards the first half of the last game. He ended up with 138.
Well, it depends on who he playing because, yes, there's been times where he has been stopped. Because, you know, you got to have a good front cell to stop him in his tracks before you get ahead of steam. You know what I mean?
Oh, no doubt about it. And you got to have, have gap integrity. You know what I mean? You can't get outside.
So on average, what you say he been averaging about 125 a game?
No, hell no.
150?
Shit, no. Talking about Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
Hell no. He probably averaged about 95, maybe 100.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was up and down, he got a lot of yards, but he'll have some of his yards be big, then some of his games will be small.
So if he averaged, like, let's say, for instance, if he play against a team and he only get like 65, 70 yards.
They ain't winning that game unless Lamar Jackson throw for 350.
See what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm talking about like
and if he don't have at least 100 yards, that's a bad day in the office for him,
that's
right?
That's a terrible day in the office.
See what I'm saying? So we did that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why we stopped him.
You think about it. That's why they stopped talking about him about the record because his production kind of tailed off a little bit toward the end of the season.
So, but I ain't saying Pittsburgh gonna win going back to it. But
they can make it interesting.
They can make it interesting, but I don't think they have enough.
Nah.
Yeah.
All right, last matchup of this week will be, of that round of the AFC will be the 4 and 5 matchup. That's Houston against the LA Chargers. I ain't gonna lie, big up to John Harbaugh, man. First year playoffs,
making the playoff, way to go.
Playoffs, man.
That's
big
right.
up, bro.
Big up.
Did I expect that? No. But, that's John Harbaugh. Football, run the ball, play good defense, conservative, don't make mistakes, don't turn over the ball. Because I think Justin Herbert didn't have a 1 pick until like 2 weeks ago. I think he threw 2 in that game.
think you said that wrong.
You know what I'm saying?
Not John Harbaugh football, but the best way to play football.
Well, that's just how he plays.
Win in the trenches.
Because that's not the traditional way now. Everybody's shotgun.
Not now, but
around. You know
that way has always been the best way. He showed you that it can
translate from college to pro instantaneously.
It's always
good
worked
football,
in the pros.
Always travels.
Yeah.
There you go. What you got on the NFC? See you, Mert.
All right, for the NFC, we got the number 7 Packers against the number 2 Eagles. We know you got the Eagles.
Nah, I ain't saying shit.
You can't say that on this one.
Okay,
you cannot say a word on this one. Now, I'm gonna say this. Now,
hold on. Before you say that, I want to put a apology and a shout out.
Okay.
To the Detroit Lions. Because at the end of the day, I've been dogging y'all out since y'all have had the 18 starters out that y'all have had. But for you to finish the season as strong as you have and win the number 1 overall spot of the NFC and win your division, kudos, big ups.
100. Yeah. Now,
going back. Go ahead.
Now, with this one, I'm honest to say, I got to go with the Eagles on this one. To be honest, Eagles are playing, tremendous football, bro, especially defensively. Sometimes
number 1 D in the NFL.
They play physical. You're not really gonna get much run out of them, and they got a good back end. Now, that was their biggest thing on the back end, so I will give them big shout outs on that.
Yeah,
they actually getting the offense going. You know what I mean? Then with Saquon being able to close the door once they get up on you, hey, close the door. So I definitely got Philly by. Ooh, I ain't gonna lie. I got Philly probably by about 17. I think it'll be like 31-10 or something.
I was gonna say 21 because Jordan Love banged up. He hurt his elbow on his throwing arm against Chicago, and their best wide receiver, their number 1, towards ACL, something like that. So I mean, that's making it, in my opinion, a little bit easier because all you got to do now really is focus in on Jacobs. You stop him or slow him down. You got man-to-man coverage, and you got fewer receivers to worry about. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that this game here is a good game to get back in the groove, considering we just got a couple of key pieces back. Like Dallas Goedert just came back in the last game. You know what I'm saying? Jalen is just not finna come back. So,
what's going on is because I hope I hope did he get hit and turn the tour?
Nah, man. No.
That's crazy. All right, we got number 6 Commanders and the number 3 Buccaneers. Who y'all got?
I'm going with my big dog, baby. Hey, let's go, baby. Let's go Commanders, man. First time in the playoffs since probably I think since black and white TV possibly or something like that. Maybe before the merger. I don't know. But big ups to the Washington Commanders. Definitely going with the Washington Commanders because I feel like Tampa Bay is a lot banged up. Big ups to Mike Evans for tying that record with Jerry Rice, in that last play. Big ups for that. But I'm going with Jaden Daniels, man, Rookie of the Year. Let's get it. What you got, brother?
Tampa. They won't win now another one, but Tampa in this one.
Okay. Next game,
because it's at home, man, and Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, and they might be banged up, but they have a lot more experience playoff wise. Daniels is a great quarterback.
From who? What experience is?
I'm saying like experience as in going to the playoffs, bro. They still got a couple of players on their team that have playoff experience.
I'll say
all the wide receivers.
Because Buddy out.
I know he out, but still all their receivers.
Backs don't.
No back.
Some of them do though, because I think Buddy, who's still there.
The starting running back, of course, is a rookie.
He was I thought he was the dude that was there.
Number 1 is the one that's been there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
The other guys I thought was starting now.
No, I didn't. I think he hurt.
Okay. So, yeah. But either way it go, I still get the little edge to Tampa Bay by being in Tampa. You know what I'm saying? Baker Mayfield and the rest of the cats. I mean, they still have a couple of players on defense that have playoff experience. That's all I'm saying.
Last time they
playoff.
played was earlier this season. Tampa Bay did beat Washington 37-20.
And where was it?
I think it was in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that was back in week 1.
Yeah, early in the season.
Yeah.
So that technically don't count because they have maturated a lot since then. But I still get the edge to Tampa.
Yeah.
I don't see them winning now another game, but that one there definitely they will win. They got to go on the road, and it's gonna be tough. So yeah, I see Tampa.
The next matchup we have is the Vikings, number 5, and number 4, the Rams.
I'm rocking with the Vikings, bro. Sam Darnold been, playing out his mind. I literally thought he was.
But the thing about that though, we all know that Detroit has been decimated defensively because of injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a lot of players out. But for them to dominate the way they did and just say, hey, all we finna do is send one extra man at Sam Darnold all day. They had single coverage on everybody, man to man. You know what I'm saying? And he looked like the old Sam Darnold. So I'm scared, man. I got to go with the Rams in this one because they playing in L.A. You know what I mean? Like, they showed me that they're vulnerable defensively and offensively with the way they play. And, going into the playoffs with a dominating loss the way they did, man, that can have you on a tailspin, G.
It can, but look at it that was a division game, it's high level game. And I'm gonna give more credit to Detroit that I'm going to take away from Minnesota, because I just think that Detroit playing out of their mind. They got a certain level of, commitment going on that team, man. They got in the whole organization going in the same direction. You know what I mean? When you got all that going, that's why Hayden dropped off with 16 players out on defense, I think. You know what I'm saying? How hard is it to keep a defense going to where you keep on and win the number 1 seed with that many people out? So his next man up over there. So they got something going on over there, man. Big up to Dan Campbell over there in Detroit, man.
Coach of the year, in my opinion.
No, they ain't even close, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Coach of the year.
Anybody else outside of that, man, y'all tripping. Y'all tripping, bro. I give big shout out to Mike Tomlin in that area for being able to making that move to Russell Wilson and keep them in there and, to get them to the playoffs, because you had to do some maneuvering to do that. I'm gonna give you a big up, but man, losing that many players, man, stop.
Yeah.
Y'all supposed to be looking like the Cowboys. Terrible.
Trash.
Dookie.
Dumpster juice.
So,
Hey, see, Murder, my boy, you got any hits for us, my G, before we move on?
Since we're in college.
No, NFL.
We in NFL. I'm sorry.
NFL.
Tyreek Hill wants out of Miami. What are y'all thoughts on
Tyreek Hill, while you take your ass down to them. Tyreek, I just want to know this.
He went for the money, y'all.
I don't give a damn.
Went to Miami for the money?
Yeah, because you know, no taxes. You know what I mean? So you don't have to worry about that right
So
now.
why would he want to leave if that's the case?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to make my life there.
Now,
he wants to leave because now he wants to compete for a championship.
Yeah, this is the first time he done been without a play.
So he didn't got the check, you know what I'm saying? He didn't got the bag. Now
so does he go take a lower bag? He's gonna be with a championship team.
He got to take the bag, whatever bag he's attached to. His bag just travels with it.
Right.
He doesn't, you know what I'm saying, unless they're going to extend him and add more. But whatever, contract.
Somebody got to.
They got to buy that out.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? But like destinations for him, I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was him, bro, I would be on my knees, and I think they should be too. It'll be perfect. Take your ass back where you came from. Shouldn't have left with him down there in the first goddamn place. You take your ass back home to Kansas City, down there with Mr. Motor.
Hey, man, I'm a proud
Take your ass home, boy.
You don't never go backwards.
Yeah.
Don't never go backwards. Hell no.
But, bro, hold on. It ain't about going backwards, bro. It's about righting wrongs and knowing when you was wrong in certain situations and you made a mistake, bro. Because I guarantee you, if he could have made it, guarantee you right now, if he rethought it, he'd stay his ass in Kansas City because guess what he got that he ain't got? Plain and simple. And they still in contention now. With everybody out. He's sitting his ass at home. You know what I'm saying? But he can still go places like, I think that'll be a good destination. I think
you know what I'm
Buffalo
thinking?
will be a good destination.
You know what I'm thinking?
Baltimore will be a good destination.
I was just finna say.
It'll be a great destination, actually. But I think they run the ball. But the only ones about Baltimore that scares me, I don't think they're ever ready to commit to put that much passing inside of it.
You know a place where Tyreek Hill can go right now.
San Francisco will be a
and they'll be a contender off the top next season.
Colts.
And don't nobody got to go nowhere.
Who?
You understand what I'm saying?
Houston?
No, sir.
Who?
They fool. They just banged up.
Yeah, because they got Nico. Yeah. Nico.
Denver. If he go out there with Bo Nix will get him the goddamn ball.
Please,
with
man.
Tyreek. With Cortland Sutton and the other guy.
Tyreek. Just
man, that'll be nasty.
Do me a favor, bro.
And that'll be somebody that compete and give competition in the division to Kansas City. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, Buffalo needs a receiver, but I think that at the end of the day, Buffalo is playing their best football because they don't have a big name wide receiver that's gonna want the ball. I think
they got a big name wide receiver, but he ain't the one that don't go on to walk the ball. He the quietest big name receiver.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. He's so quiet. I forgot he was there.
He was over there.
Yeah.
He the quiet. He just say you throw me the ball, I'm gonna catch it, and I'm just.
And if I ain't open, I ain't gonna cry about it.
Yeah, he's the perfect receiver for their system because it's like, okay, I'm gonna be open. Just okay.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's never going to cry about it. So that's why they're working well right now because you don't have anybody that's complaining about any situation. You don't got no diva situation nowhere.
But if you want to contend for a championship off the top, that's the only place I can think of that's ready right now. And he can go.
Baltimore, San Francisco.
I wouldn't say San Francisco.
Because they go trade the hell out of Debo, take Debo fat ass on somewhere else, send his fat ass on over there with him.
Hypothetically, yes, it sounds.
You put
good.
him and Christian McCaffrey on the field. Who the fuck finna deal with them?
Yeah, it's Christian McCaffrey. Then you got Brandon Ayuk on the other side.
Yeah, and then they got Brandon Jennings playing out his mind because everybody out. Now everybody on him. So this here, he'll get a chance to break out. So now when you put the whole team back together,
when you think about money though,
who they paying?
I'm just saying though, but when you think about money though, I'm not saying that they can't get him. I'm just saying it still ain't but a certain team, a certain amount of teams that can afford to get him and not get rid of somebody. You feel me?
You don't have to trade somebody because you're not gonna give
necessarily.
Him a pick. You ain't gonna give him a pick. You're not gonna just give him a pick.
He's worth it.
No, he's worth people and picks.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying like
people.
But I'm saying though, like a team that has a team full of good players, and you say, okay, if I give you this and that, you ain't gonna miss it.
Watch this. Where did we go to the Cowboys?
That was another place I was finna say. That's why I'm going with that.
I thought about that. I'm like,
think about this. CD Lamb on one side, Tyreek Hill on the other, and that tight end they got. It don't even really matter about the running back now. You know what I'm saying?
Like they always said, bro, if you ain't got no gas in the car, you can't drive. Because Dak Prescott still the goddamn quarterback. That's all.
And me personally,
shit.
I think we thinking about this wrong too. Because personally, I don't see Miami allowing him to go to an AFC team that's good anyway. If he goes to a team that's possibly good, I think it'll be somebody in the NFC, because the thing that just happened this year with the Giants and Philly,
yeah,
I don't think that'll happen for a long time.
But you'd have seen it do that.
Not with a good player like that. You dig what I'm saying?
But you'd have seen
it happens frequently.
You don't see it much in division.
In division, that
like what I mean, like within the AFC.
Yeah.
But you will see it inside the AFC because you saw Diggs go from Buffalo to Houston.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
you'll see
Kansas City and to Miami.
Right.
Yeah,
so you'll see it
I
inside of the conference, but you rarely see it inside of the division.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody who you got to see 2 times a goddamn year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna bring this up real quick, and I don't know how you feel about it. I want to know about you. I just didn't like the shit. Let the man get the goddamn record, bro. You know what I mean? You a 40-year record, man, Saquon Barkley, bro. I know you probably wanted it, and I understand Saquon, you a quiet guy. You know, you
that's where I think you go wrong, bro.
I don't like that, bro.
But bro,
I would go get that, bro.
Bro, I follow him. He didn't give a fuck about that record. I keep telling everybody. I understand that the record might have been important to other folk. It was important to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is winning a Super Bowl. That's what he came to Philadelphia for, to win one or multiples.
I understand.
With the team that they got. Please. What I'm saying is this. Prime example, D. And I want to say this before you say what you're saying. The same thing that happened this weekend. You had some teams that played their starters and had key players come up hurt.
Who?
I mean, what you call it?
Ooh. I don't know. I didn't about to get
Green Bay.
But they were still playing to get in. They were
No. They were playing for position.
Right.
They were already locked for the playoffs.
But you're trying to get a home game, which makes a difference. So that you wasn't just playing your players, though.
But that's my point. That's my point, though, D. When you play for this record, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Not only does Saquon have to play, which is the main focal point, but you also have to have your starting offensive line out there.
Okay.
They didn't want to play nobody that they had to. Offensively, Dallas Goedert and maybe an offensive lineman or two. And I'm talking about somebody like the center and Landon Dickerson. Them were the only somebody that played offensively that was a starter. Defensively, Jordan Davis was the only somebody I recognized on the D-line, and he got out. I didn't see him no more after halftime. You feel what I'm saying?
Now, I get that in the whole nine, bro. And I totally understand. But then I look at, but it's like they say, it's always 2 sides of the pillar. What if they don't win it? That's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I'm not taking away from the bigger picture. Because, of course, Super Bowl will always be the bigger picture, not personal, accomplishments and things like that. Super Bowl is always going to be the goal. Totally understanding of that. Never will make that or diminish that at all. But the only thing that hurt me about it is usually when people get to records like this is when they having a shitty season.
D.
Because you're the best player. But now this is the first time I really seen somebody who ready to break a record who was on the number 1 team.
But D.
Y'all still doing good. And could have got him MVP.
But D, this is the thing, man. Coming from an actual Eagles fanatic, right? Hear me out. From day one, from the time that it was announced Saquon was coming to the Eagles, from the time he came to the NovaCare complex, signed his name on that paperwork with his wife and kids, right? Mm-hmm. Like everybody was saying this one thing. What diff does it make? He's always hurt. He hasn't played a full season. Well, it's going to be a difference because he's playing with a team that has the best offensive line in football, so he might not get touched till he get to the secondary. Well, we'll just have to see. Now, He's one of the best players up for MVP, and he did not break the all-time leading rushing record for a season, but he still is the leading rusher for this season, and that is still something that he's never done before in the NFL.
Yeah, because by the time of the season, when he was with the Giants, it was so shit he wasn't playing.
That's my point. So he still made a feat.
But that,
I know it's second tier.
That's what the fuck. That's third, fourth tier.
But D, it's still his first accomplishment in the NFL.
But think about this,
2,000 yards. That's not been done but like 10 times. And that's including him, bro.
And you was 100 away from a 40-year-old record. That now nobody.
But that's the thing. He keeps saying over and over, like, at the end of the day, he didn't come to the Eagles for that
we
record.
know that. We both know that. But mark my word, nobody else gets to that record for the next 20 years, period. What you got?
He might get to it next year.
No way.
Let's get into college football.
If everybody come back, it's a chance.
We'll be throwing the ball.
Yeah, let's get into college football.
That's what you say, balance. That's how that team is built.
So one of the most interesting takeaways for this week was college football playoff payouts in Notre Dame getting to walk away with the $14 million payout. So one of the questions that I have for y'all is, what are the benefits and the drawbacks of being a part of a conference?
I can't never say I won't never say it's a drawback. I won't say because that builds your team's character and your ability to play against good competition that's up to your level and not get to later on down the line and look like some of the teams did when you do play against high level competition. Now, I will say I don't like the fact that Notre Dame is able to handpick their entire schedule, not have to have any guaranteed games or any guaranteed high-level competition. You play all three servicemen. You play the Navy, the Army, and the Air Force. I think you are the only collegiate team that does that every season. So that's basically, no disrespect to the, armed forces, respect. There's 3 ass whoopings that you're going to get right every time. You have a couple of games that you handpicked together in reference to do with the ACC because of your basketball association. But in football, you get a chance to just be inside of the playoffs and don't have to play that conference championship game before that. And I don't think it's fair because you just put that money in your pocket. Everybody else got to share it.
I think it's just a bunch of bullshit, period. And it just shows how unfair college sports really is because ain't nowhere in the world Notre Dame should be able to keep all the pot and everybody else has to split it. Like what?
And they rich.
Yeah, and the thing about it is they're rich, but they don't win shit.
You know what I'm saying?
So like if anything, like Alabama. Ain't no disrespect, D. Hear me out when I say this. Alabama been holding it down for college football for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And ain't no disrespect for nobody else, but I'm just saying the dynasty that Coach Saban built. You feel what I'm saying? But I guarantee you with all the championships and all the other stuff that they brought to the table as a team, talking about Coach Saban in Alabama, they didn't get the whole pot. They had to share with the SEC, and they ain't complain about shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it's still not fair. Because the thing about it is if you got a dynasty and you holding it down and you doing it, then you should get at least most of it. Notre Dame getting all of it and ain't doing nothing. I'm just talking about in comparison of them getting everything and ain't bringing nothing to the table. Like, what is Notre Dame known for other than pretty gold helmets? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they known for? They don't have the biggest stadium in college football. They're not even in the top 5, let alone 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the last time they won a championship in any sport?
Because they're not because you got to look at it. You rarely going to get it because they don't play in any conferences. So they're not going to really play against competition. And once they do play against high level, now this is the first time I've seen Notre Dame play against, a certain level of competition that they usually can't win. Because last time we saw Notre Dame play a team like that will be in the form of Alabama, would have been like Georgia. They got their ass whooped. Yeah. So, I felt like Georgia defense would have, but even though Notre Dame has been playing great football, The boy love running the ball.
I kind
They
of figured they
physical.
would beat Georgia though.
But I think because Georgia had been starting slow,
Exactly.
quarterback looked terrible.
Quarterback.
Defense had been giving up major yards.
Even when
so
Beck was in there, the Georgia offense wasn't all that.
Georgia offense was worse with Beck because at least Beck didn't throw three. I mean, the Stockton, Gunnar Stockton didn't throw 3 interceptions like Beck was gonna do. So you got a better piece with that, and he could run the ball.
He just was inexperienced.
So I just think that Notre Dame they shouldn't be able to get the whole pot, and I don't think they should be eligible for the college football playoff period
Until they join the
conference. Power 4 is Power 4 now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Until they gain a conference, they shouldn't be available to go in. They should have to have a certain level.
They need to be in the ACC full fledged.
ACC or the Pac, somebody.
Big Ten.
Somebody.
By them being up
You know
north,
what I mean?
whatever. One
So
of the
you
two.
shouldn't get a chance to play all 3 armed forces just to get an ass whooping win. And now, but if the college football playoff do what I feel like they need to do, is put a little bit more earnest on the strength of schedule. And that will make people change their idea on how they schedule the schedule. I think that'll make a difference. But until then, fuck Notre Dame and that non-conference shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, who you like in the Final Four since we done brought up college? Let's go to the college.
The reason why I like the Final Four,
we got Texas in Ohio
Texas.
State, and then we got Notre Dame and Penn State.
Right. I actually predicted this. I have this on my paper here. So yeah, I expect that. So yeah. So
I'm thinking it's gonna be a rematch.
I don't.
Penn State.
I think Ohio State gonna smoke the fuck out of Texas, which I'm an SEC
That's
guy.
what I'm saying. I'm saying Ohio State and Penn State. I'm thinking it's gonna be a rematch of that game.
Yeah.
Because I think Penn State has a little more offense than Notre Dame does, and I think they have way more offense than Georgia. But their defense is just as good as Notre Dame's.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame are able to run the ball because I think they do have one of the best offensive lines in college with that one. So with Notre Dame being able to run the ball, I definitely think it's going to be a big deal with that one. So I got Ohio State at the top.
I can't argue with that.
And
I don't like Ohio State, but I'm technically pulling for them to beat Texas because I don't like the way way college football robbed Cam Scatterboo and Arizona State.
Of what?
Oh, they got robbed, man. That game wasn't even supposed to go into overtime.
Why?
Because the personal foul. I mean, he hit the boy to the point where they had to cart him off the field. If they would have called targeting like they were supposed to, like everybody knows it was, they would have added on 15 yards. It would have been third down with a minute and like 20 seconds left, and they would have ended up kicking the field goal and winning the game.
Hey, I understand
but
that.
Instead, they went, reviewed, and came back and said, no penalty. Then Arizona State has the punt. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, the ball don't lie. We all know Texas drives all the way downfield, and the ball, they kick the field goal and it hit the upright. Bing. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, what's the point of having instant replay if we still gonna say, man, fuck that shit. Texas gonna bring more money because they got a bigger fan base and deeper pockets. But if we talking about fairness, Texas supposed to be at home watching like we finna do. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But yes, that's my reason for pulling against them. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What do you think about just a quick question, you're still speaking in playoff aspect.
Gotcha.
What do you feel about the actual playoff bracket and how it worked out? The reason why I say that is that every team that was a number one, that was a conference champion lose.
Yeah. We were talking about that at the shop, and big ups, shout out to my boy Bal. You know what I'm saying? The number one thing that he was saying was it seems as if right now in the college football playoff, it's best for you not to have that home field advantage. Well, not home field advantage, but that first round bye. Because when you have that first round bye, it's like you're not hot. You know what I'm saying?
I think it depends on
it's
if
just
you're
more important to have
health
that.
wise. Like I think that's the only way. I'm agreeing with you.
I'm thinking that certain teams that played at home first, like everybody in the four,
right,
is that momentum started because of that home rush.
But
You know what I'm
look-
saying?
but
Like,
look at it like
that
this.
first game was pretty much a blowout. Everybody got on the roll, and they just took that momentum with them because of how high the stakes was. Because you got to keep in mind now, that second game wasn't nothing but a bowl game. You know what I'm saying?
But look at it like this. A lot of these teams that played against each other were coming off losses. Some of them were coming off wins, but you had Clemson coming off a loss, right? No, they won. No, they won.
That was
Okay,
SMU.
you had SMU coming
came
off the
a
loss. You got Texas came in off a loss.
Yeah.
You see, you got Iowa
But
State
see,
coming in off a loss.
But see, both of them losses, once again, didn't matter because they were still able to play at home and all that shit flipped.
Now, look at it now. SMU didn't get a chance to play at home because they had to play Penn State on the road.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I
I'm
mean?
talking about the other ones.
Now, Ohio State, they did, but I feel like
Ohio State and Penn State.
right, but Penn State was,
Texas.
but I feel like, with Ohio State, it had more narrative to go to it because he knew they were trying to get back to do that rematch with Oregon because they were trying to right that wrong, and also not because of the loss how bad that loss was against Michigan. You know what I mean? So I think they came in with a lot more fire, and they gave them a chance to get themselves together. Now you may have teams that needed. I think Tennessee would have been a team that needed to play. That needed to play already to keep. That would have been good, but they just started too slow, and I knew they were gonna never get like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like the committee did do their job well, and that's the reason why. Only reason I say that is because all the first teams that had to buy lost.
Hell
So
no.
because that let me know that
they
you
ain't do
picked the
their
right
job.
teams in the back.
They ain't do their job well.
So what you think? So what should have been different?
Plain and simple.
Notre Dame part. Now that's the only part I'm complaining about.
SMU, Indiana.
No,
You could have put
Bro, we cannot-
put Ole Miss and Miami in,
Bro, we
man.
are
They
not-
would have been better
Think about
games.
this. So think
Now,
about it.
Then you ask me now.
No, but I'm gonna ask you this. Now I'm agreeing. I'm hearing what you're
I'm
saying.
just saying.
But I'm
in them first couple of games, the matchups were shitty.
So, but I'm
The only
this.
one that I don't have a problem with is Ohio State and Tennessee.
But let me-
Tennessee just didn't show up
But
to
let me
play.
ask you this. So are we supposed to give games to people because they fucking lost?
Huh?
Because Ole Miss lost. So it's
Well,
wasn't,
no,
it
no,
wasn't.
no, no,
so
no,
it wasn't the committee
no,
fault.
no,
They
no,
picked the
no.
team that had the best record in reference to the game.
No.
But the team that
But
should have
D,
won.
You got to keep in mind the unfairness of it
What's unfair?
because you holding Ole Miss record against them.
That's what.
When it in all fairness, you need to be really taking into consideration that Ole Miss record.
It's because they
is-
lost.
Yeah, but they lost because at the end of the day, they had a tougher record than Indiana and SMU. If Indiana and SMU played the teams that Ole Miss played, bro, they wouldn't be 500.
We understand that.
So that's my
But-
point.
but
If
hold up,
you
hold up.
understand that,
Hold
you know
up.
where I'm coming from.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
Let me say this then, sir, because I remember I let you say yours. So you telling me because they played a harder schedule and they lost, Indiana played a easier schedule and they won. That should be because they play harder teams. That should have been it. No, if you want to be the champion and you want to say the SEC is the big dog, beat the fucking SEC fucking teams. Don't fucking complain because you didn't beat. Hold up. Let me
No,
finish.
that
this.
ain't-
Hold
that
on, let me
ain't-
finish.
that
Hold on,
ain't
let me
right.
finish. Let me
You ain't
finish.
right on
Let
that.
me finish though, bro.
You
'cause
did wrong on
Let
that.
me finish. I let you finish. The reason why I said it is this. I would agree with you if y'all lost to teams that you should have lost
I
to.
ain't
Think
talking
it.
about
Ole Miss
me.
lost to Florida. That wasn't a fucking hard team. Bama lost to Oklahoma and Vandy. Those weren't teams that you should have lost to.
Those are still teams that'll beat the hell out of Indiana and SMU.
But it was teams your asses was supposed to fucking
But
beat.
at the end of the day, D, you looking at it one-sided.
I'm looking at both
At
sides.
the end of the day, the Big Ten, all they teams on one side, ain't nobody in the Big 12. You understand? And the ACC is trash.
Nobody has divisions
The
anymore.
AC
Nobody has divisions
I ain't
anymore.
talking about divisions. I'm just saying at the end of the day, it ain't but 2 or 3 teams in the Big Ten.
Ain't but 2 or 3 teams in the SEC.
No,
now.
it was more than that this year.
Bro, we look how even how
Bro, it was more
think
than
about
that.
this,
You
bro.
know
Think
it.
about
The SEC was the most competitive
So-
it was in
but
a
look
long
how terrible
time.
we look when we playing against teams on high. Like right now, we get our ass kicked.
Up. We beat up.
Bro.
My nigga, we done went
on,
the SEC and the closest thing to the NFL, and you know that, bro.
At the SEC,
But at the end of the day, when you in the conference, right, and you playing against teams that are on UAB level, but you are Auburn, bro, at the end of the day, you know there's an easy W for Auburn.
Bro, what I'm telling you.
That's all that Indiana played. They whooped everybody's ass till they played Penn State.
Okay.
Or Ohio State, whoever they lost to.
So let me ask you this. And I understand.
Same thing with Arizona State.
And I get what you're saying, bro.
SMU.
But at the end of the day,
I'm just saying it's not fair.
It's the fairness.
No, it's not.
Listen to this, man. If that's the case, go get their ass and take their ass over to the Pac-10. Get out the SEC.
Man, you can't do it like that, dude.
So you can't have it both ways to where you saying, okay, we play in the hardest conference, but you don't want to lose no games in your conference. If you play in the hardest conference, show you the big dog and win the motherfucker.
It's easy. Okay. I ain't finna go there with you, man.
The only thing
the
I'm
drunk
saying
man and the soul man ain't gonna get along.
No, bro, it ain't about a drunk man and a soul man. It's about looking at both sides. We play as an SEC.
And you can't say
all understood
that you agree with me, but then say that you supposed to beat them.
You supposed to win. You can't complain about losing.
But at the end of the day, it's still not fair that you got teams that playing on subpar team. They beating their ass, and then you put them in the playoffs and want to say
So right now, everybody got to be
cut me off. You just gonna cut me off like that?
Really, bro?
I mean, I'm just saying. Now
Really,
you just told me. Let me say my part.
Come on, bro. We ain't got to go like that. But all I'm saying is, bro, at the end of the day, SEC are whiners because they are fucking losing. The fucking portal is beating you guys.
Yeah.
The portal is beating the SEC, guys.
There is
Come on.
the question of
We are losing.
the SEC's dominance.
It's over.
Dwindling.
It is dwindled.
And I think that's by design, bro.
And it's honesty.
The
And I'm not
SEC has been dominating for so fucking long.
I'm not taking nothing away from it.
You need something new to kind of shake things up.
I'm not taking away from nothing, man.
The college playoffs evolved from
And that's why
whatever it was before.
But see, this is the thing.
I'm not taking nothing.
That's why they're saying that at the end of the day, you have to have some type of control of what's going on, because in a minute, it ain't going to be but a couple of teams that's going to be able to compete, period. Because, see, when you got teams like Michigan that all of a sudden are throwing money around,
Everybody throwing
$12 million but they didn't throw the most when it comes to one player, when it comes to just coming to my school and playing.
Ain't nobody dropped the bag.
Yeah, but was it more than 12 mil?
Now, he was a 10.
That's what I'm saying. The boy in Michigan got 12.
Like 8.
No.
Bro, I got backups that's getting 2.5.
Okay, but D, I'm not trying to argue with you,
I'm
man.
not, I'm just saying it's a lot of dollars around, man. That's all I'm saying. It's just saying there's dollars going everywhere. It's like Archer, man, and getting $7 million sitting on the bench in Texas. I'm just saying there's money everywhere, man. It's not an argument about it. It's just an understanding that
I know it's money everywhere, but what I'm saying is if you pay a child $12 million and they ain't throw the football, they ain't put a uniform on, you just give them that much just to come and just to sign your name on the letter of intent.
We see
the
value in bringing you here. Right. And we're gonna capitalize off of bringing
they're gonna make
here.
a couple $100 million.
We gonna do jerseys. We gonna put you in the NCAA,
and that's
you ain't gonna
point.
touch none of that shit. We gonna give you this lump sum so you don't ever see the real value in what you bring to this organization.
And that's why they're saying that they need a cap on it, because
they do.
Now at the end of the day, you got a lot of teams that
like
can't
Temple
compete.
Talking about cutting their football team completely out.
Clemson can't compete.
You know
with that.
it's gonna be the wild west
well,
right now.
Even if they could, they can't compete like that.
But you got to think about
Alabama can compete, but they can't compete for so long. You dig? They got long money, but their money still ain't as long as a Texas A&M. You feel me what I'm saying?
But it's more money.
You know what I'm saying?
But your high dollar teams ain't even the teams you even paying attention to. For real. Like look at a team like Notre Dame.
Because
SMU. Top. TCU.
Because they ain't been spending. They've been stacking.
Because they rich school. Because everything in Texas rich because all the oil money. You know what I mean?
I know it. SMU been had money. They were the first one paying them. Eric Dickerson and Craig James. They had the death penalty because of what niggas doing now.
Think about it. A lot of these schools get their conglomerate of money based on their graduates.
Yeah, alumni money.
So that's where the money come from.
I'm thinking a lot of this coming from alumni.
Like they call this person and say, hey, I need this.
I mean, of course you're going to get broadcasting and all that good
they
stuff.
joked when they said this.
They got revenue coming in.
They said Tom Brady helped get that boy there.
Who will?
That boy that got that $12 million up there in Michigan.
I mean,
they say he got paid $12 million.
Tom Brady might have came in with 10, and Tom Brady.
Nah, it was he put a part of it in, but it was another alum that gave the bulk of it. So I think another alum gave like a $8-9 million part of it.
I gotta understand these are tax write-offs.
That's what I'm saying, and they got some work big.
Like,
and that's the thing that's hurting the SEC in reference to dominance. And the only thing I'm saying, and like I said about that, is that the SEC, we beat up on each other. We always know that. But what's happening is that we're losing games against teams we shouldn't lose to.
Oh.
So is that because of the beating up that is going on during the season?
I think when it comes to in-conference, yes.
Yes, in-conference, and then when we get to the playoffs,
if you
trap games as well, because a lot of these games they lost are right before big rival games that's before a bye week.
But, D, that has something to do with, too.
See what I'm saying?
But see, that also has something to do with what I was saying about this money.
Mm-hmm.
You got a young child that's 18, 19 years of age, and he's a millionaire. You get what I'm saying? Like getting money.
Listen,
like the thing about it
is that a bad? You think that's a bad thing? The way that they expose
right
these
now,
kids?
Right now it is, because the thing about it is you're putting extra pressure on these kids, and that's why these kids are now losing the trap games, like you said. Going to Vanderbilt. See when you
it's a lot of pressure.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think some of these coaches
is a lot of pressure, because you got to keep in mind, D. Murder. Keep in mind when you got a child that's getting so much money from these players. From these people, right? They want to see their product on the field.
But they only get a portion per year. They don't get it all at once.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you put that child out there on that field, and he producing certain games, and he look good. He get the big head, go to party. Now, you take folk for granted.
Coaching.
That's coaching.
That's why I said that.
It's the whole culture.
But
it's hard to coach a child like that when he got that money like that. Because he going to play anyway, because now you got folk in your ear like, hey, the boy got to play down there. Mama getting all that money now.
Do we really know how much Johnny Manziel made?
You'll never know.
You'll never know.
In the course of
his
tenure.
Bro,
because Johnny Manziel.
That's what I'm saying.
You never know with Cam.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, this kind of has always been in existence. It's just now with the NIL.
It's wide open.
It's just up front.
And with this internet and everything is on the table.
Exactly.
Put everything on the table.
But I think it's always been in existence. I feel like it was a little bit more pressure back then when you had to hide shit.
See, you're a little too young to remember when Brian Bosworth was on the sideline with a mink coat.
No, don't even know who that is.
I remember when they pulled up to goddamn Jackson Nolan High School for David Palmer with the 91, 92 goddamn Suburban with the damn Alabama flags and all that shit on that motherfucker.
Look him. Eric Dickerson, the one everybody talking about that broke the record.
Yeah.
He played at SMU alongside with Craig James. Craig James was a running back as well, white boy.
Yeah, he used to be on.
He was an analyst for a long time.
I heard
CBS.
Yeah.
That was wrong.
Okay, look,
they got a dip in.
They called them the Pony Express.
Okay.
And both of them had SMU on fire.
Yeah.
Bro.
They gave them the death penalty because they were getting paid so much money. Just like D said.
He made a whole documentary behind
these Joker were pulling up.
Pony Express.
These Joker were pulling up with mink coats, leather, outfits with
you go to Alabama,
chain.
everybody got a charge.
You understand what I'm saying? Them Corvette, T-top Corvette.
Right, like we were talking about Texas.
They gave them the death penalty.
Why penalize these kids?
But remember we talking about Texas. Texas has
everybody's doing.
Got a Lamborghini.
Trying to make money.
Texas got a Lamborghini spot.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I feel
but they got a whole Lamborghini.
Texas
has a Lamborghini deal inside of that NIL deal.
These boys got Lamborghini trucks that they pulling up to the game in, man.
Yeah, $400, $500 truck, bro.
Pay these kids, bro. At this point, pay these kids. My cousin played, and
I love it, bro.
My cousin played.
I ain't got no
NCAA
problem.
I love it
for years, and like even I remember playing his player in NCAA when I was younger.
Right.
Nigga ain't get paid off.
Where you
that shit.
played?
He played at Arkansas.
Oh,
with
for
my
real?
uncle. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm loving
you
it,
remember
bro.
TJ?
Yeah, my boy. Oh, yeah, bro.
But
Balling.
listen,
Big balling.
my thing is this though. I just feel that with this money,
I sure used to hoop with him too.
like
though.
half of the rosters, half of the rosters in college football, half of them gonna be hungry and still have that dog mentality, but the other half, they're gonna be content.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's when the bullshit gonna come in. You feel what I'm saying?
And
That's just my opinion.
And that's one thing. You remember how a lot of these teams, and then a lot of these good teams now are built off the NIL, right? And the reason why I feel like Ohio State will, kind of reign supreme, because that's one of the only ones, at least defensively, that wouldn't. You know what I mean? Everybody on their defense, at least a fourth or fifth year player on that team. The only new player that's on their defense is your boy, Caleb Downs. That's the only player that they brought on their defense out of the portal. So I believe certain teams are able to use what they have and mix in portal and make a meal. But then you have some people that's going to the portal and making their whole meal every year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that can be volatile because you can't make a good meal. You might get some bad ingredients, you know what I mean? So you kind of hit and miss. And that go back to what you were saying with the Nick Saban thing. With the portal, that's over. You won't see that no more because you can't backload players like how Nick Saban could do. You could just backload number one recruiting classes every year. So the next man up is better than the next man. The next man up is better than that, but they can't leave and lose eligibility. Now, they don't play that year because they gone the next year.
Yeah.
They gone. No matter what their name is or they started or not. So he's going to change it around.
All right, let's get into NBA. Have y'all watched any games recently? What y'all feel?
NBA, man, I don't.
Are they keeping y'all's attention?
No, they don't. I don't. This is when I usually start watching.
Okay.
This is usually when I usually start watching. I watched my Celtics lose to the Philly, but hey, I know we're getting back into it. But this is actually when I start watching, when you start kind of lining up to what the playoffs look like. Because with 82 games, just like baseball with 182 games,
it's a little too much.
It's a lot.
I think that's what one of the questions I asked earlier, few episodes ago is, I think it was, should they shorten up?
I definitely believe. Yeah, I remember that. I definitely think they need to shorten it down to maybe about. I think they need to chop it in half.
Yeah.
I think, or either start it later. You know what I mean?
Because I feel like they trying to compete with NFL.
Because you coming in, because when you come into it,
and it's kind of hard. It's tough right now. I don't think NBA should really start
until
Christmas or the beginning of
New Year's.
Because NFL is trying to make its stamp on, like, we taking over Christmas.
They taking over everything because they're from regular cable, streaming, Netflix.
Yeah.
They going to be on Tubi in a goddamn minute. You know what I'm saying? They Amazon. They putting games every goddamn way. So, you know what I'm saying? So they stamping over. And think about it. And with basketball, hell, y'all lost the best thing that was interesting. Y'all finna lose TNT and Chuck and them. That's the only things some motherfuckers wanted to watch.
Do they need a halftime show?
Hell yeah. They need Chuck.
They need some entertainment.
They need some.
Like, similar to what the NFL does, similar to what they did, like, with Christmas and stuff. I'm not saying every game. Man. I'm just saying, like, some of the pivotal games.
Some, bro.
Like, what's gonna make it?
Some of them do though.
Yeah.
If you go, I've been to the Hawks game now. They don't play it on the
TV. That's what I'm saying. You have to actually attend these games.
You have to watch the Valley. You have to watch the Atlanta Hawks broadcast.
I got you.
So because every team has their own broadcast channel on Bally's. But if you watch their broadcast, you'll see it. Because I've seen T.I., I've seen 2 Chainz, and all of them will perform. They even had the fucking. One time I went to the Memphis Grizzlies game. It was like HBCU night. Yeah. Man, they had all the frats and everything. They stepped at halftime with the bands and everything. So they have been doing that type of shit though.
Yeah. I think going on what you just said, and D, I think it'll help out if I don't want the game to be shortened. I want the game to start around Christmas and go a little deeper into the summer. I think that'll help out with their ratings because they'll take over from the baseball because there's no competition other than baseball and spring football, and a lot of people aren't into spring football.
Yeah.
other than college. I mean, you got football fanatics like us that might go and see the Stallions or whoever.
I mean, they're trying to make
and
that
I think we need to get into that too because I want to know why they really trying to promote. I think they can gain more out of that if they actually put something into it. But I think if they chop it, it'll kill off this low management shit.
Well, personally,
that's what I feel like killing the NBA is nobody want to play. You know what I mean? Because they spend.
I agree with you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you on that, but me personally,
also injuries.
I think the NBA problem is that they could stop the load management in different ways.
How?
Like make these motherfuckers play. If look, man, you supposed to do just like the NFL. Report all your injuries. So all this BS about my ankle is sore and my knee is tight and all this, or my hamstring tight, like, nah, that's BS. You know what I'm saying? So, like, unless you got a major, like, injury that might, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say,
but you can't discount soft tissue injuries because you can't see them on X-ray. That's the only thing about it. And it's you know what I'm saying?
It leads to
major injuries. So that's the only reason you can't deny it because the start of it.
These niggas is going out here for 80-some games.
But see, the thing about it,
that shit year after year, that's
a lot of shit.
But think about it, though, G.
Barely just your knees.
But you doing this almost,
my only gripe about it is
83 games, you got all the other shit.
Yeah,
playoffs and shit like that.
But my only gripe about it is this, y'all. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think it's the players. I think the players are doing what they're doing to protect themselves because at the end of the day, the talent pool of the NBA has gone down because now this one and done bullshit. Me personally, I think that it's some things that can be tweaked. I think that, like I say, they can postpone the season until Christmas, like you say, like opening day will be Christmas
What you mean
Day.
one and done?
You know what I'm saying? Like college.
Well, yeah, we was taking them from high school back then. They was still balling.
I understand that, but they're not good like that no more, D.
Because the players don't have the love for the game. Players just want to get paid.
So at the end of the day, make these niggas stay in college a little longer, man.
They getting paid now. So
I'm saying they getting.
Yeah, man, that
ain't gonna make no difference now. They getting NIL now.
Yeah, it's gonna make a difference because at the end of the day, if they do it right and have it where, yeah, we're gonna give you money, you know what I'm saying, but it ain't gonna be what you gonna get as a rookie in the pro.
Shit.
See, right now these niggas getting rookie money. You know, some of them, not all of them, but I'm just saying if you put an actual cap on it, and then like I say, if you do certain things like. You got people that play 1 year in college, and all because they might have a good NCAA tournament where they take their team deep. You go on the possibilities of what they can do. But then as soon as they go pro, they end up sitting on the bench. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen a lot of good players that have great high potential, and once they go pro, it's like they are a average player. Prime example, the first somebody come to my mind, Brandon Miller.
Miller.
The guy that was at Alabama. Shooting all the threes, the one that got in trouble about the gun incident on campus. Now, he was the truth. He had a good summer league, but he had a good he got hurt.
Did you overvalue him in college, though?
That's my point, though. You got a lot of people getting overvalued because of the talent pool being so.
He was overvalued because of the three-point shot, because that's what the NBA's turned into. You know what I'm saying? I'm agreeing with you. You know
but
what I'm
still,
saying?
though, that's all I'm saying. Like, I mean, I
wouldn't
think
have put him up down as a number one player like that. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody ain't gonna be a LeBron. Everybody ain't gonna be a Kevin Durant. Everybody ain't gonna be a Wembanyama. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be majority not than more.
You got a lot of players. Prime example, once again. I'm just saying this because I know of him and I'm a fan. The boy that was from North Carolina with the big hair played point guard about 3 years ago. Got drafted by the Bulls, and I think y'all got drafted by y'all, never panned out with y'all, and then went to the Bulls.
I know the guy we drafted with y'all.
He's still there?
He's still there.
Okay, where the Bulls got him.
I know,
but
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kobe
White.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you got some players that be up there 3-4 years, and they still don't pan out but to be an average player. So
because they're collegiate players.
But they can end up being good role players.
Like I say in football, athletes are good in college. Professional players are good in the pro. Because like in quarterback, athletes can win you a shitload of games at quarterback in college. But the athlete ain't gonna win you shit when you take their ass over there to the NFL if you can't throw that damn ball. Because I know a bunch of athletic quarterbacks that sit on the bench like a motherfucker because they can't throw that ball.
But you feel what I'm saying though? When I mean, I'm just saying this certain thing like, okay, something else that they can do. All-Star Weekend. Instead of the actual celebrity game. Cut that shit out and have something more enticing. Go and get them and one dudes and have them play the rookies.
That shit don't exist no more.
You know, I'm just saying, like, they have Rucker Park play. Like, it's street ballers that are good enough to compete against.
They don't want none of that shit in the NBA, bro.
Because they don't want the NBA players to look bad or lose.
They don't.
But it's like if you go and get them and say, hey, we're going to put them in the slam dunk contest, you got to do something.
They don't want to see Lil Pookie and them and all them because they got to pay these motherfuckers. You can't bring Lil Pookie and them over there for $5,000.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? You got to pay Pookie and them, and then I mean you got to endorse Pookie and them once Pookie walk off this motherfucking floor and Pookie go down here and shoot 3 motherfuckers tomorrow night. That's who you brought on your motherfucking shit to play basketball.
And then you endorsing the and one.
The whole
they have an
rock
opportunity now to come back and make that a thing, similar to like them trying to stop the big three.
Exactly.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
It's competition, bro.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is sometimes you can be so competitive and you can smother the competition to the point where now you don't have any competition. You got the
create your
whole
own competition.
That's like the UFC.
But see, that's the point.
They
They haven't created their own competition, so now they have smothered themselves to the point now where they're looking for the next superstar. Because now you got a bunch of holes in the basket and eggs dropping left and right. You did what I'm saying? Like when LeBron and Curry retire once again.
It's over with.
Because you don't have anybody. Now you're hoping that Wembanyama hurry ups and matures and tries to be the face. Because everybody else you put faith in, it ain't work.
Ant-Man, it just ain't coming up. Ja Morant, he shooting too much.
I'm telling y'all what that next generation is gonna be. We talk about it a lot.
The NBA
it's gonna be the Suns. It's gonna be that second generation.
And I think who's gonna start? You know who I think gonna start it? I think it's gonna be the second coming of LeBron James.
Bryce?
Yeah. And that's gonna match up. Who else coming in with him?
Cayenne?
Cayenne coming in. What's that? It's Cayenne? Is it Cayenne?
I think
so. He coming in. See, all these boys from the start coming in back.
Yeah.
Back.
That's what I'm saying.
Ones. I ain't talking about the guys that we really don't know.
And
I'm talking about the good ones. How old is Gilbert Arenas boy?
I'm not sure. I thought you said he was like
I think he about 15 or
14,
16.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what I'm saying? So then you'll have him in 2 or 3 years after that. Now you're going to have the good guys. See, Rondo, boy, he young. You still probably got about 7 or 8 years before Rondo. Shaq daughter finna come in. I think she going to be 5 when she get up. So you got a bunch of kids that's finna start coming in now.
Those are going to be the attractions.
Then Boozer boys coming in next year.
That's definitely going to be the attractions.
They coming up there playing with Duke. So that's going to be a lot of, especially seeing where they going to fall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they going to fall where their parents played at and stuff like that. Don't think about what the LeBron having the bigger narrative is that he could still be playing. Because, like, think about it. He played next year. All he had to do is to play this 1 year right here with Arizona. That falls after they're coming into the next NBA. He drafted. He playing next year.
We shall see, man. Before we get up out of here, let's jump on this. We got a couple quick hits. First one is tell me a little bit more about Jay-Z's role in the Brooklyn Nets.
Now, what his role basically was just like a face, bro. It was basically because, you know, you had to get everybody. When in situations like that, it's a lot of movements and a lot of stuff got to happen. To build a stadium inside of a neighborhood like Brooklyn, you have to move a lot of people out. Can't nobody stay. You know what I mean? So what he did basically was attach his face to it for a dollar amount to say he was the owner. A lot of these people thought that Jay-Z was the owner of the Brooklyn, especially back when that was back when they got the KG and all that trade back then with the Paul Pierce and all that.
So to clarify, he bought into it for $1 million to be a 1/15 owner. 1 in 15 owners of the Brooklyn Nets.
And so what I'm hearing, allegedly that never happened.
What, he never paid that $1 million?
Yeah, they said that what they said he was.
Well, he got the payout.
He got the payout, but he was never encased or wrote in as a owner. That was something that was portrayed for the actual for society to see it. So for them to agree with the face to say, okay, then this is gonna be good. Jay-Z got it, but he won't do this because he was a part of Brooklyn because he ripped Brooklyn so hard. This is how people will attach to it.
He's part of the branding and marketing.
Right, and so they'll attach himself to it. The people will go with it. They'll sign on. Jay-Z got our back because he loves Brooklyn. He's not going to shit on Brooklyn. And they got shitted on.
So apparently the sale had to go through. In 2013, he sold his shares in the Nets to pursue a career in sports management.
Yep.
So he has Rock Nation Sports. As the NBA rules prohibits, team owners from representing players. So he sold his shares to head coach Jason Kidd.
And that's what I'm saying. All of that right there was just like the rules with the Jordan thing. It was all for you to see it, but actually not be true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
orchestrated. Yeah.
It was just an orchestration to get the project done. Because after the project was done, these folks left out in the cold. It still is to the day. So I just be like, even with a lot of the stuff that's going on, a lot of this stuff just be moved just they can make it to get the money out of it.
Yeah.
You know, they're not really worried about what the cause or reaction or whatever happened to it. They just want to get the money, back to it, and then it's out of there. So I just think it could have been a better play, better moving forward, because I think they could have put it in a better place. But hey, like I said, they do it how they want to do it.
What are y'all's theories on Jordan retiring the first go round?
With the with the gambling part of it, because Jordan was, everybody knows Jordan was a big gambler. And they said the gambling debts had got big in certain areas, and they were big in reference to like with the bookies on the black market bookies more or less. And that's why they're saying some of he was supposed to start. It was a throwing game, shaving point situation type of thing that was supposed to be going on, because that's what allegedly the mob was supposed to have something to do with it, which had something to do with his dad dying and the reference to that part. So with that being that it was supposed to be he was supposed to be killed in reference to the debt. So it was like, okay, that he had, because of that, they needed him to be pulled out because they didn't want anything to happen to him. Now is a black eye on the NBA. So now it's like, all right, we need you out. So that's why I think about it. If anybody retire, who the hell retires from one sport to go play another one? Name me one person that outside of Jordan that retires in their prime.
Bo Jackson didn't retire.
Thank you. He got hurt.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I remember that game was at Cincinnati Bengals on the sideline. Never get it.
You said who retired in their prime?
And went to go play another sport.
It's not too many.
Then quit that and go back to play what you were playing. That don't make. That's why I said people, like they always say, you'll see stuff, but you'll never question it. Like, really, why would you do that?
So the Barons is like an extension of Chicago's White Sox, right? Yeah. That was all like orchestrated for him to go there. You know what I'm saying? Spend a little
out of
time
sight,
there.
out of mind.
Out of mind, bro.
Keep it low in a place that nobody expects you to come to. Birmingham,
Alabama,
places, bro. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was all orchestrated. Like, would you retire? Mysteriously go to a team in Chicago and play there that brings you all the way from Chicago down to Alabama.
Yeah.
For 2 years.
All right. Last thought before we get up out of here, and this is something we ain't really talking about. What's y'all's thought on the shit that's been going on this week? Kind of like the domestic terrorist plot.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I really didn't know.
Somebody that happened at the bowl game.
Yeah.
That happened at the bowl game. Then you had something that happened over at Trump. Yeah.
Trump Tower.
The blowing up of the cyber truck. Now, bro, I'm going to just say, and they said that the two guys, it was Army, and they were all in the same base, so they do have affiliation. I just don't see the purpose. You know what I mean? Because you come down there, do you see the videos?
Yeah, I've seen this.
So you come through, then the police, okay, how did y'all, and the way they say he was able to get in is because the Super Bowl is about to be played in New Orleans.
Okay.
So because of that, they were putting up new barriers. And I think they had to have inside information to know they had to, when they were taking the old ones down, and during that time where they wouldn't still be in the placement of putting the new ones on. Because usually down in New Orleans, you can't even get down the street like that.
Yeah.
That's why they had the police car sitting there, and he just kind of kicked around it, and just took off.
Hopped the curb.
It hopped the curb off it because it used the barriers where you can't get in.
Well, they say that he had been
Staking it out.
Because he
with
been
the
watching them tear the
Ray-Bans and
barriers
shit.
down, getting ready for the Super Bowl.
He had the metal glasses.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was his way of figuring out which one, when, and what time to hit. Now, I guess that's the only thing I'm glad about staying in Alabama. We created no big major city where y'all gonna look to hurt many people.
But you aren't like that was so unexpected, bro.
Bruh, you
Like,
just bust down the street cuz and just hit. Bruh, if you saw that video, bruh, they showed the video from
that shit's sickening, bro.
I'm talking about like, damn, bro. It took me, like after I watched it, I watched it just cause, you want to, actually want to know what actually happened. But bruh, once I watched it, bruh. That's some nasty
but
shit.
in all actuality, the thing that gets me and baffles my mind is how they throw it out there, and once it's thrown out there, it's like it happens in your face, and it's up to you to believe what's going on. Going back to what we talked about a couple of sessions ago about that Project Bluebeam, and this is all that was said, that at the end of the day, you're gonna have certain things where you have different countries and nationalities that are gonna have interior warfare. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we definitely have like spies internally here.
Oh yeah, we just don't know where they at.
But like the crazy,
like a motherfucker.
so they trying to paint it as dude was ISIS. He look like he sounds like a brother,
bruh.
When you really hear him talk,
you would never
he's
believe,
from Texas,
bro. You wouldn't have thought
so
who he
it's
was
like
unless you knew his name.
Yeah, bro. Like something ain't right about that. Another thing with the Trump.
Another thing that ain't right about me or with me when it comes to that situation is the fact of, once again, how he was trained by us. The same, like the people that flew into the World Trade Center were trained to fly here.
Yeah.
Old boy was in the military, had high honors, all that shit. Like, you look at this guy, you mean to tell me he don't look suspect and you still allow him in the military? Like, for me, that's a flag off the top. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna say that everybody who's picked to make that role, bro, you picked because of your availability and your ability to build.
Yeah. And you might, they doing, it seems like sleeper agents.
Everything is sleeper agents, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And it's people that look like something, but actually not that. Like he said, you look at him, you think he a bro. But when you look at him, when you'll talk to him, you would think he a bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you read his ID for real, bro.
Yeah.
Just like the black dude who from England. You hear him talking his regular voice, he talk English as hell.
Yeah.
But when he get in them American movies, he talking.
Oh yeah, same with Damson from Snowfall.
Right, you can't tell. Right, you can't
straight up English.
He sounds just like a regular American.
Yeah,
you don't hear no voice, no, none of that twang on it or nothing.
They say they have voice inflections.
Right,
all that
so
stuff.
they have learned how to effectively blend in those ways where strategically you can stand out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I could be standing there. Like I'm gonna tell you what messed me up. I was at work, and there's a black dude. And he just sort of like same thing. As soon as he started talking, how am I gonna say he was sounding he was Mexican. No disrespect, but it was just threw me off because when you see him, I was just like,
you thought he was a.
I was just like, how you doing? How can I help you? You know what I mean? He hit it like, oh, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. They also saying that the Cybertruck incident, Buddy wasn't dead.
Huh.
They said that it was apparent suicide beforehand, but they show a video of him literally seconds before the explosion. No, he didn't get out.
He didn't get out.
He's still in there.
He's
alive. His head is
You
moving.
can see him moving in the truck because like I watched the video. I showed it to you when we get. It's like you can see him like this in the video, and that boy just go boom.
Yep.
You can see all the battery. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, bro. We got 40. I think it's 50, 60. How big them batteries in them trucks to run them things, man? Them batteries, bro. Them batteries. They said big enough for them trucks. I had to go back to the measurement, bro. When that battery went crazy, bro, everything around that got tore down. The batteries in the back of that thing huge.
Yeah,
they got to be to run everything.
I think it's
truck.
like 2 2,500-pound batteries or something there. You know what I mean? Because I know they was talking to the dude on in a Congress meeting in reference to they were jumping down on the people who was trying to build the Cybertruck, saying that the amount of energy it would take for y'all to run the side to build in that, y'all take enough from the power grid than the entire state does in a year. So what you run yourself, the state uses in a year. The entire state.
Yeah.
And did y'all know Spirit? Was it Spirit? One of them, I can't think of it. I'm gonna have to go back and look. One of them, they had bounties that they paid to their employees to catch you, to get your bag throughout, to get you throughout the plane.
I can believe it.
I can believe that too.
Yeah,
Yeah, like they literally were
Spirit
paying people to catch
the
your bag
worst.
to get you kicked off the plane.
Yeah.
So they paid you a certain amount for that shit.
Well, definitely prayers and thoughts to the victims.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Everybody, like, a lot of those people weren't even from New Orleans and stuff like that,
Yeah,
man.
because it was two that, well, one got injured from Birmingham and one died.
Yeah. One of them played football.
Graduate from Auburn.
Yeah. So, big condolences.
Man, y'all stay safe out there, man. Watch your backs. Be vigilant. You never know what's going on, bro. It's
and
crazy
all my
times.
winter warriors, stay off that damn road and this motherfucking ice.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Good God.
Well, we'll be back next week.
For sure.
Y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe.
Click, like, share. Let your folks know we cutting up and come cut up with your folks. Y'all know how we do it.
We got some merch online, rjvbrands.com. Make sure y'all
hit the link.
Yes, sir. Lock in with us.
Get your sub.
We got some live stuff coming soon. We almost there. So, we cooking up. Make sure y'all stay tuned, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll be back next week with some more Cutting Up.
Anything else you got, my boy?
Fly high.
I knew
he
it.
was finna say
I knew
that
it.
shit. I knew he was finna say that
it.
shit.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was finna say bird game. See, that's what I thought he was gonna say.
I didn't.
But again,
I didn't have to.
Shut your ass up.
It got out there anyway.
Kiss my ass. But until again, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a good one. We're gonna have a great one. Y'all have a goodie.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
100.